Good morning, folks. Welcome to Ash Ellen Talks. And the people who are listening to me, you know it's a business and entrepreneurship and fun. So today is a special day, and we're having a special topic. At the same time, we're having a very special guest with me. And the topic we're going to explore is fear, fear mongering. So everyone have that one, and no one trying to show it off, and how to do a remedy for that, and how they're going to find a way and a path through that one is very hard. So currently we are exploring this topic, which is a phenomenon and a psychological topic at the same time, which is very important for each and everyone. From top to bottom, we're going to drill down about fear. So welcome Christine Clark to Ash Allen Talks.
Thank you, Ash. Oh gosh, so fun. I'm so excited to do this one because I just recently had a huge breakthrough with fear. And so I was just like, ooh, this is good. Let's go.
Wow. And Christine, first of all, I would like to ask a basic question, that the fear, from this term, what are you referring to, and how do you feel, and how you look at this from your experience and your point of view?
Ugh, love this. So fear is a natural human response. When we are babies, there is what they think that they've ever been able to validate is that babies don't really have fear. They're not born with fear of a snake or fear of this. The one thing, though, they have been able to prove is that babies have a natural ingrained fear of falling. And that was an old study they did a long time ago. And the poor mother that had to watch her child go through all these things. But so fear, a lot of fear is taught to us. It's taught one way or another. And you chose to mimic these people above us who told us the way to feel and be, and oh, don't do that because that's scary, and things like that. We chose to either take that on or not. I have a grandson who he goes through he gets afraid of a lot of things, especially loud things. And I can't get into his brain, right? And say, oh, does he just have really sensitive hearing? And so, he flinches when he hears loud things. What is it? All I can do is tell him it's okay to be afraid. It is as natural as hunger. It's okay to be afraid, but don't let it stop you from living. There's a big difference between fear and just being afraid, just going, that's scary. And so through that, he's really blossomed amazingly. He's chosen, because choice is everything here, right?
Yeah.
He's chosen to tackle his fears, to not let it stop him from living, to step forward. So one great example of this is gondolas. I don't know if you know what a gondola is, but it's like this big thing you step in that takes you up a mountain, right? And it's hanging from a cable.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's scary, because there's times where they're really high, and as it's going up the mountain, you're standing there and you're looking around at the scenery, and it can be or it can be, oh my God, I'm so high up. What if this thing breaks? What if mechanical failure? And your mind starts going through all those scenarios, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Kind of a roller coaster.
yeah, same, but the gondola moves very slowly, and it's just, some people call it a people mover. You see them a lot in Switzerland
Yeah.
and places where it snows. And, he was like, I'm not going, I don't want to go on it. He starts crying, he starts throwing a fit. And, it's like, I can just grab him and drag his ass on there, or we can have a talk about it. And the talk is not for him to wiggle out, not to say, okay, if you really don't want to do this, you don't have to do that. I didn't give him that option. But I also said, look what's happening. Look how you've never been on that. You're only letting your imagination control you. Your imagination is playing a game with you. And I was like, do you really think I want to die? I wouldn't do something that would cause me to die. And so just through talking with him, which you can do with yourself, the whole thing is to go, oh, wait a minute. Here I am afraid of an imaginary scenario. Is this true? And now your mind will rush in with all sorts of, well, it could be. Yeah, that's true. But is it true right now? Is this happening in this now moment? And this is very important. And we'll talk about this. But anyway, he ended up getting on. And, of course, he's just like white knuckle. But by the time it got to the top, he was so proud of himself. And he got off and he ran right to the nearest operator, the guy that's operating the thing, and look what I did. I did it. And the high five. And then he's running around all these people telling them the same thing. He was the self-esteem, the self-respect that he got from that. And it was just, this is it. We're taught, especially in the new age, feel good spiritual communities, you don't vibrate low. Don't vibrate low. And fear is low, and depression and anger and all those emotions. And you're supposed to not feel that. But what happens when you do feel it? Does that make you broken? Does that mean you're less than? That there's somebody out there better than you who is always in nirvana and joy? No. And if they say they are, they're full of shit. And I'm here. Now, we've all been able to meditate or get to the moment of pure joy and happiness. And, oh, I love this. And, whatever it is that does that for you. We've all been there. But it's a blip. It's a moment. It's not a continuous line. Then you stub your toe, or you spill your coffee on you, or your chai, or whatever. And now you're out of nirvana and you're over here being alive. Because, babes, that's what this is about. Being alive. We look at a TV show, or we read in a book, or we watch a video, and they're all flat. That's not real. You are real. You are alive. And I don't mean heartbeat alive. I mean original being alive. And I'll explain what original being is. Original being is you without all your backstories, without all the influences, right? It's in this moment right now. Ash and I have never been here before. We've never been this age, this exact moment, the second, the minute, the hour, the day, the year. This is a cocktail of brand new. The lighting and the temperature and it all combined together, right? You've never been here before, and you're never going to be here again. And that's you on an every moment basis. And this is provable. You can see this. You can go, oh, wow, that's true. I've never been this age before. And now I've never been this age before. And I'm never going to be again. And it changes fast, right? That's original being, because you don't need a backstory or a name or beliefs or anything to be that version of you. It's natural. Try to get out of it.
True. 100%. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that version of you is not broken. It's not trying to improve. It's so quick and so now.
Mm.
There's nothing you can do but be it, right? It's
Yeah.
not trying to manifest. It doesn't care if it's scared or
Mm.
if it's in fear or if it's working for a sucky job or whatever. It's just whoop, whoop, right? It
Mm.
comes in and goes.
Yeah.
And but it's whole.
Yeah.
It's all of you.
Yeah.
And this is really important because it's the version of you that doesn't need a because, the word because you have a cause on there, cause and effect, right?
Mm.
That's all that
Mm.
backstory stuff.
Yeah.
This version of you doesn't need that. It gets rid of the cause and just be.
Yeah.
And it's not something you become. You didn't have to do anything to be this, right? You didn't have to vibrate or focus, or nobody had to explain it to you except for me real quick, but you
Yeah.
were it before I kind of shined a light on it,
Yeah.
right?
And Christine, when you talk about this fear phenomenon, so let me put it this way. So let's say for an example, so the fear, so our body and our organs, it feel the fear. For an example, as you mentioned in the example before, your grandchild. So when we climbing up to a mountain, and we understand and we see, okay, this we are far away, or we are in a hill, or we will fall down, and we can feel it and our body and sensing it. So we having a knowledge, okay, if we fall down from a top of the mountain, what will happen. So at the same time, so that is a naturally occurring one, and there are some constructive one, the people who are around us, the government policies and the inflation and the revenue source, and ordinary person can think tonight, so what will be my tomorrow morning, so how can I do the expenses, how can I pay my bills. So this is a kind of fear which is happens to him by the economies and the stuff which is around him, which is, I can say, a constructive one, which is not felt by the organs and our body and the mind, but actually
Ooh,
it's a
very well.
it's a
That's good.
fear. He feel it, right? So how
Yeah.
you differentiate these two, and do you think these two are just common thing to a person, it's happening, or how can you differentiate this one?
I don't know that you need to differentiate. You don't
Mm.
need to take fear and analyze, and because that kind of just keeps you there, right? It keeps you
Mm.
playing in that space. For me, I do what's called trust in the trembles. And what this is okay, I'm scared. Okay. Okay. I have spent 30, 40 years trying to get rid of fear, try to rise above it, to be better than, to vibrate better than, all that happy horse shit. And I have found it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So I had to make peace
Mm.
with fear. I had to make peace with all this unknown, because when you're in that now moment where brand new, never been this version of you before, fresh and brand new, and you're always here, you're always up against the unknown.
Mm.
Always. And you've always been here. And the thing is, that's part of the understanding. You've always been nose to nose with, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. And it's not about trying to force yourself to ignore it or think better. Think better, happy thoughts. Think your happy thoughts. Well, how does that work out for you? It doesn't. So the next option is to do it anyway, whatever
Mm.
it
Yeah.
is. It might just be going to bed. It might
Mm.
just be so. This last April in the United States, we have to pay our taxes. I was scared to death. I didn't want to do that. I was scared. I had all these thoughts about money and, oh, I need to hold on to that money. And I, no, because where's the money going to come from if it, the money might stop coming, and I got to hold on to my money, and, money, 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 money. And but I still have to pay my taxes.
Mm.
And that's when I realized, I was like, I don't want to do it. And I kept waiting a day and then another day and then another day. And now it's the deadline. You got to do it. And I kept waiting to feel some kind of clarity, some kind of perfect thought that made it okay. And that never happened. I continued to tremble, to be scared. And at that point, I had to go, you know what? Do it. You got
Yeah.
to do it. You
Yeah.
don't have a choice here. You got to do it trembling. And so I did. And I got an amazing outcome. It wasn't supposed to happen. I thought I was going to have a horrible outcome. I was going to owe so much money. Nope, didn't happen. It was like life was calling my bluff. The bluff that said you have to vibrate high to have
Mm.
a high result.
Mm.
I wasn't. I was down here in the dirt, scared out of my mind, and I still had a high result. And I realized no matter what situation I'm in, and I've been in the situation where I can't pay rent, where I'm like, I'm late and I still don't have any money coming my way. The angels are not saving me. I've been there many times. I have been unbelievably rich living in a mansion, and I've been living in my car. I've been it all. And I'm back to being nice and rich. But there was nothing I did as far as like a bullet point formula, how to be perfect,
Mm.
because we're not. And the more we try, the harder it is to live in here. You, but the one thing that helps me is I always remember I've always made it to the other side. Whatever bad situation is happening, I've, I have always made it to the other side. Now, I might be watching something in the news or in the newspaper or listening to somebody telling me a story of horrible, horrible, things happening. But did that happen to me? And this is important. Did
Mm.
that happen to me? Or did I get to the other side? Have I many, many times been in hopeless situation and yet I always get to the other side every single time? Not because there's some God watching me or some universe taking care of me,
Mm.
but because me, I
Mm.
am brand new in every moment.
Mm.
I am the only constant in my reality. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Wow. And Christine, when you talk more about the fear, I have
Mhm.
seen some people in practical lives that even let's take a university, a classroom,
Mhm.
some people are trying to get a gold medal or a first class, and they are afraid to the subject and they are fear how the exams will be. Because of the fear, they're preparing a lot and they achieving that goal. But there are some more students, they are focusing on the studies, but they are not afraid of the exams and they don't care about it. At the end, their results are just normal and general results. So that means the fear and afraid to something is making a human to do some extraordinary things. Can I put on that way? Is it right?
Why not? You can. There is no, see, the thing about who we are is there is no right or wrong. Ash, in every moment, you're making your reality by what you're saying, by what you're observing, but by what you're taking in. That doesn't mean you're right or wrong. It just means you're having in this now moment that's going to go away in a second. You're having an experience, but it doesn't stop you from being you,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
So you can draw all these conclusions and decide because this kid works hard and drive, and is afraid of losing for whatever reason, he's going to do better than this one over here who's just kind of flitting through life and isn't afraid.
Mm,
You get to have an experience and an epiphanic thought, aha, that kind of thought,
mm,
just by interacting with the subject of fear. But it doesn't make anything in this moment, it's right and wrong. It has an effect on you. Cool. But
mm,
you're going to forget about that. You're going to forget. It's just this moment right now. Oh, I wonder if this is what fear does.
mm.
It could. In that moment, it definitely could. You are in control of the word fear.
Yeah.
The word fear is just letters put together to make a sound. That's all it
Mm,
is. And it has no more effect, it has no more power than that until you come in. And then you get to come in and say, oh, fear is this, fear is that. People do this, people do that. You get to weave, you get to create. And how awesome is that? Because in the next moment, you might spill your chai on you and you're going to
mm.
forget all about that. You're going to forget about all of it. And 5 minutes later, you're going to go, what was I thinking about?
Yeah, it happens to me most of the time. Yeah. And Christine, one of the interesting question, I guess, and how this fear show up in relationships.
However you want. It can show up in "Oh, this person's going to hurt me." Yeah, and okay, now you get to have that experience. Or, I don't want to lose this person. You get to go into relationships however you want. See, we're coming from a space of there's a right way to think and there's a wrong way to think.
Yeah.
But here you are in the middle of right and wrong going, no, there's a third option,
Mm,
me. Because right and wrong comes and goes all the time, and it changes all the time, especially as you get older. It
yeah.
changes all over the place. But you don't. You're always brand new. You're always right here. You're not in the past. You can think about the past, but can you go there? No. You're always here in this now moment, brand new.
Yeah.
And right and wrong has no effect here. This is outside, as I said, original being, outside of right and wrong. It's both together,
Mm,
playing a whole new game.
yeah.
And you're in every moment, you create another new game. So there's no solid, concrete way to play with right and wrong. Because,
Mm,
like I said, you can get some very big thoughts and they can become belief. You can think they are who I am. This is me, right and wrong, and it to do. But, like I said, in the next moment, you stub your toe and you're going to forget all about it.
mm,
Or, somebody's going to give you a call and you're going, oh, hi, I've been thinking about that. And now you've forgotten all about that.
mm,
So what I'm really my invitation to you is this, and this is what I do, the me to physical. It's about the me. It's about taking all these big questions that feel big, they feel big, and understanding they're not, because they come and go, right? It doesn't
mm.
take much. I live in California. We have earthquakes.
Yeah.
I can be having, I can be in the middle of meditating and I can be having this huge nirvana type thought. And oh my God, I can see the whole universe and the angels are singing. And I can think I am there. And then I'll have an earthquake. And believe me, forget all of that right then. It's gone. All of a sudden I'm awake and blah, blah, blah. That's being alive.
Hmm.
That is being alive. That is who you are. You are not all these things that come and go. You're not
Hmm.
that. You are the only constant in your reality. You cannot come and go. It's not possible. Everything else, everybody else comes, and I'm talking this moment of feel it, see it, hear it, not thinking of your mother that you just talked to 5 minutes ago. While you were talking to her, she was here, just like you and I are here right here. But when this is over and we turn it off, now I'm gone, right? I'm
Yeah.
not in there with you anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why those kind of things are not bigger than you. They are not more important than you. There is nothing to discover, uncover, hide, find than you because you are always right here. You can always find you. You're never hidden from you. You're right here. You.
Hmm.
I'm not talking about some invisible soul or consciousness. I'm talking about you, this Ash you. And
Wow.
it's always right here.
Hmm.
So when we're very, very worried because we've been watching TV, don't do that, by the way.
Yeah.
And you're watching all this stuff telling you
Yeah.
this is right, this is wrong, this is to be worried about, this is what's going on in the world. Ah, oh my God, don't do that to yourself. Walk away. Get that TV out on the curb. Give it to somebody. Start seeing what's right here, right now. I mean, my God, look at who supposedly my president is. No,
Hmm.
he's not my president. I don't see him. He's not here. I look out my window, I see trees and birds and the sun shining, and it's beautiful outside. And I'm living in this gorgeous, amazing house that I used to walk by and wanted to live in, and now I do. There's so much in this now moment that is blow your mind. Or you could play over here in the stuff that is not here. It's okay. It's not right or wrong.
Yeah.
But what do you want to do?
Hmm.
Really, what do you want to do? Do you like worrying about all this stuff or not? I mean, truly, Ash, tell me who you are.
Hmm. Wow. And Christine, based on this conversation, I can find that fear, which is a kind of an act which is
Ash,
come
stop,
in.
stop, stop. I just asked you, who
Mm.
are you? You're going off questions that you've got. You have an agenda. Stop the agenda. Stop it.
Okay.
Who are you? What do you like having an agenda? Do you like trying to
No.
find all the answers?
No.
Who are you? Okay, so you've told me you work in a job, but
Yeah.
you love doing this.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah, look at the smile coming out.
Yeah. Yeah. Of
You
course.
love this.
Yes.
This is who you are.
Of course.
This is what you love to meet people, you love to interact. This is
Yeah.
a fun job. You get to be your own boss.
Yeah.
And
and and
that,
and especially Christine, I'm getting a very good experience and exposure at people like you, right? So what
yeah,
I'm hearing from you about fear and the things that you are telling to
you're gonna
me
go
and the
back there, aren't
experience and all,
you?
yeah.
That's okay.
The things that
No.
you are telling to me is I never experienced before, but I can take that experience from you through the conversation. And as you mentioned, living now is a crazy concept because a lot of people think about the past, what the shits happened, and a lot of people think about the future and what will happen tomorrow and the next week and the next
Do
month.
me a favor,
Yeah.
and start saying I. Just because I want to see what happens with you.
Okay.
Seriously, I want you
Yeah.
to start owning
Yeah.
this reality you're weaving and creating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so go on.
Yeah.
I.
I feel, and I think sometimes what happened in the past and in the future what will happen. But as you mentioned, as per your concept, and it's real, it's real, and I can feel now what's happening, what's the temperature around the room right now, and what am I
Yeah.
doing right now, with whom I am talking, and what I'm trying to do here, and what my audience needed right now. So I am
What
thinking about,
audience? It's just you and me. Keep
yeah,
going.
of course, yeah.
I told you I'm
Thank
gonna
you for
get
putting
you.
me in the track.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm feeling now what I'm wearing now and to whom I'm supposed to talk and what I'm doing right now. And I'm thinking about you and me and through this e-conversation and how vast this universe is and how you are in States and I'm in Dubai right now and we are
I know,
connected,
isn't that
right?
crazy?
Think about, yeah,
I
yeah.
know, I know.
Presently,
It's
I'm, yeah,
9 o'clock in the morning
absolutely.
here,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's what, 9:30 at night there?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah.
8 p.m. here.
Oh, eight.
And
Oh, you're in Dubai. You're
yeah,
more the west side. Okay.
yeah. So the
That's
present is,
crazy.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's crazy and it's
I
it's it's
know.
it's a magic.
Thank you. You couldn't have said that better. Here is magic right
Yeah,
in front of you, right here, not hiding, right here.
yeah.
That, and it's like, wow, because I'm 59 years old. So I come from the generation where if you wanted to talk to somebody in Dubai, it's going to cost a lot of money. And
Mm.
now it's free. We're doing it for free.
And Christine, you doesn't look 59. I thought
Thank you.
35.
Oh, I love you, Ash.
No, really, really.
I mean, seriously, I that is just, I really embody this now. In this now moment, when I say you've never been this age before, there really is
Mm.
no age. There
Yeah,
isn't an age.
yeah.
It's like, well, what age? I don't know. I just never been this before. This cocktail.
Age is
Yeah.
just a number.
Age really is. And boy, we could have a big conversation about just a
Yeah,
number. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
like
when
the
Christine, when we
go
talk
ahead.
about the age, so I was thinking, right? We have 365 days in a year and 30 to 31
Maybe
days
you
in a
do.
month, right? So who invented this? So what is the year? So the Earth going around the sun. So this is one
Yeah,
year. So who came to this conclusion?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Right? Copernicus and his original thought. I mean, it
Mm,
really, if you're, I know a lot of my very good friend who lives in Bangor. She was an engineer. And, so that's a lot of physics, which they talk about, all that, being out there in space and the earth and all of that craziness.
yeah.
But again, are you seeing that? Are you out in space seeing that? No, we're right here.
Yeah.
So it's all assumptions.
Mm,
And you talk about magic,
yeah.
how much of those thoughts you're having are you creating right now? The
Mm,
proof,
yeah.
right? This is a big space, but and I'll keep it small. But yeah, we don't need to look at Copernicus's notes, crazy mathematical equations to understand a year, 365, you know,
Mm,
to just go, oh, okay, to just say okay.
mm,
But how many times has time gone fast or
yeah.
gone really, really slow?
Time
How many?
and
Yeah.
Christine, time is science fiction, as per my
Mm,
understanding, because a
well,
lot of
it's,
people trying to conclude what is time, and
yeah.
it's impossible because time is relativity, and there are a lot of stuffs are. Oh damn! It's a very big concept. We have to do another podcast
Yes,
on time.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you talk about people who live below the equator and what they're
yeah,
experiencing, people who live
yeah,
above
yeah,
the equator and the North Pole and the South Pole,
yeah,
and we give that
yeah,
to give it substance. But in this moment right here now, where I'm fresh and new, you can feel how there is no time.
Mm.
This version of you,
Mm.
never been this age before, never been this, the temperature, all that. It's not time or timeless.
Yeah.
You are something in between. You are a third option.
Mm.
That is a combination of it all, because
Yeah.
you get to play in it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can play in time. That's totally cool. That's great. We do it most of the time.
Yeah.
But we get to play outside of time too, all the time. And that's you every single moment.
Mm. In short,
It's pretty
time
amazing.
travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you remember something and you can actually smell what it was you were doing back then, that's time travel.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so like I work in a garden. Roses, oh, they're so fragrant. And right now, I can actually smell them, even though they're not here and I'm not out in that garden. There's that sensory smell. I can think of what it smells like.
Yeah.
Like if I said, hold a tennis ball in your hand, you can imagine what it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing that we can do that without the real object being here. That's mind-blowing.
True.
It's not here.
Christine?
How do I feel it?
Christine, the time gonna end, and I want to
No, it's
continue
not.
this episode every week. What do you think?
Okay. There's no time.
Because,
What do you mean it's going to end?
I have tried before. If I do a podcast like 1 hour, 2 hour, no one is coming to watch. Like I found 40 minutes, 30 minutes ideal. So we have to continue this one every week. What do you think?
I think it's a great idea. And if you want to bring more people in,
yes,
so we can have even bigger conversations,
absolutely,
I'd love it.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a blast. Yeah, absolutely, Ash. I'd love that. I really would.